Welcome to another horrid, terrible, despicable, apocalyptic episode of the Apocalypse. So good to see you again. Since you have unwisely chosen the Apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. When I put my hood on, it's like a switch goes off in my head. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you again. Well, when I awoke this morning, the first thing I saw was that Donnie, the Antichrist, did not win the Nobel this time. I have a feeling at the point of a destroyer, he will win it next time. Just a thought. But this time, they gave it to this woman. This is the first thing I saw. She's from Venezuela, and I thought this was a great, wonderful thing at first, but now I'm learning she's part of some rebel group that Donnie likes. And the reason Donnie likes it, I'm sure, is the same reason, the CIA loves different groups in different countries, because they want to overthrow who's in charge so they can take everything. So this is kind of a double-edged thing. It's funny, but then I learned some stuff later. Nobel Peace Prize goes to Maria Corina Machado, despite calls for Trump to receive the award. So the right-wing grift/terror machine made a huge deal that dear leader all day did not get the award, how horrible it was. Even Putin made a statement. I'm serious. Boss Putin, Bolf Putin, got up at a microphone and said that it has no credibility, Donald should have got it, blah, blah, blah. My dog should have gotten it. Bring me vodka. So there's a whole machine all interlinked together. The different players. Vlad filters the trolling and messaging down, and Donnie and the RNC and Fox and all the different factions of treachery that have destroyed your country. Because it's over, son. So this woman won the Nobel, Donnie did not, so, it was a whole big thing all day. But then I learned some info about her. I'm not too pleased. Not about her specifically, but the whole thing. I'll get to that. De Niro gave a quick statement about the No Kings protests coming up. And you'll love the rhetoric from the Reich already with the No Kings. Boy, we're really into Nazi propaganda territory. But I'll get to that. So De Niro gave a quick, come out, make yourself heard. And fuck Donald Trump, or fuck that, he said something in the video. This short little video. And the reason I'm telling you this, I want you to be aware that the protest and that it's being promoted because some things were said about it, man. I can't believe how far this shit's going. It's getting real 1930s Germany, straight inversion of reality. Not exaggeration, not a little white lie, not a lie here. I'm talking about flipping reality on its fucking head. That's straight up Nazi playbook, Hitler playbook. Kind of like MAGA pointing at everyone, calling them pedophiles for 20 years. Why do you think that was? Same reason Hitler did it. That's why. Why do you think Vlad points at everyone, says they're a pedo or a Nazi? Because Vlad is the movement basically called everyone else what they are. I don't know if you realize that by now. I realized that a long time ago. Never forget that. The kind of people you're dealing with. So be aware, October 18th, No Kings protest. De Niro is promoting it and others. This is what's being said about it by Mikey in the Closet Johnson. Or excuse me, Mikey in the Closet and It's Obvious Johnson. Forgive me. We're so angry about it. I mean, I'm a very patient guy, but I've had it with these people. These people, protest didn't happen yet. What's he talking about? The theory we have right now, the theory they have a Hate America rally that's scheduled for October 18th on the National Mall. Here's the point. It's the pro-Hamas wing and Antifa people. Well, that escalated quickly from Antifa's a terror group to the people that haven't even shown up for the protest yet are Antifa and a Hamas wing of what? The Democratic Party, liberals, that's what Mikey's trying to say? Do you understand where we are, son? They're saying this out loud today. Several GOP stars like Mikey fucking Johnson. The talking points have been distributed. This is what they're all saying. The same thing that Adolf Hitler did. The liberals were the last stumbling block to full Reich morons that have your name on this. What you're seeing is they're slowly, over time, making critique of the Reich, protest of the Reich, being liberal, being anti-fascist, illegal. That kind of sounds like something in history. Idiots that have your name on this. It's called a Reich. It's called dystopia. It's called Nazism. It's called the end of America, son. The end of everything on top of it. I won't even get into all that. That's way over your head, son. I couldn't believe this when I saw it. I'm like, wow, they really going for the juggalo with this shit. They doing it. They gonna make being liberal illegal, being anti-Reich, Antifa, whatever the fuck that is, because that's not even a group, and that should scare you as well. That it's not a group, and they say it is. They ain't stupid. They know it ain't a group. They plan on making it a group, and that's you, son. That's where you come in. If you're not down with the Reich. Again, this is straight up 1930s Germany stuff here. People that have not shown up to a protest are automatically Hamas wing and Antifa people. Do you understand where this is going? And again, he ain't the only one that said this today. The whole party did. The talking points by the machine were distributed. These are the new talking points from this point forward, and it will escalate from here. So they're already setting up a crackdown on these people that show up for the protest, and they're setting the stage for anyone liberal, just like Hitler, same thing. Read a fucking history book. You're watching it. Straight up Nazi playbook here. Not even hiding it. Again, on Fox News, Defamation Central, $750 million. That's one lawsuit. For intentionally lying, son. The channel that has the same guy put a mask on, same white guy, play a Muslim jihadi, ex-gang member, and ex-Antifa member. Same guy did all three. Guaranteed, son. Everybody knows. Jesse Waters. That's what he thinks of you. You fucking idiots. and you base your life on that. You make your identity that. You vote upon that information. That's why your country's over. Forever. And if I don't sing it, I'll cry. Because of your existence, your stupidity. You don't know what you've ushered in, son. You should be able to tell by now, but I know you don't know. And you know who I'm talking to. One more time, because get used to this. This is where it's going. It's going to get worse. They make an arrest based on this shit now. Some Antifa member I heard got arrested. They don't even exist, man. For attacking Benny Johnson or some shit. I don't know. Benny Johnson's a 2-time fucking plagiarist and took money from Russia. He's a straight up shill and Nazi. He loves this shit. Such a Nazi. Oh my God. One more time. For a protest that has not happened yet, you have the speaker in the closet of the House calling these protesters that aren't even there yet pro-Hamas wing and Antifa people. I hope you understand where the fuck this is going. It's going to motherfuckers being put in prison cells for nothing, for a label. Making being liberal illegal, the same exact fucking thing Hitler did. This isn't original. It's already happened many times. This is the committee. This is the Nobel Committee chair. And he gave a little statement. I only got one sentence from it. And them Norwegians, boy, they don't hold back when they don't like somebody. I've noticed that about them. If he's even Norwegian, that area of the world, though, if they don't like you, man, they let you know. So the reporter asked the chairman of the Nobel Committee, why didn't Trump win the Nobel Peace Prize? We only give the award to people of courage and integrity. Oof. Now, when I heard Donnie didn't win, I thought to myself, is Donnie going to invade somebody over this? Because people were worried about that beforehand. This is a gangster. He's the Antichrist. He's the beast. He'll do anything. I imagine a bunch of threats will be made in the year up until, or however often they give this out. I don't even know. I don't pay attention to it that closely, but whenever the next one is, you know he's going to make some calls, threaten a few families and shit, and make it happen. You know he will. Or at the point of a gun. Have a destroyer off the coast. I'm going to get the Nobel, right? You see that boat out there? One more time. This is the Antichrist, son. They're telling to fuck off. That's how badass the Norwegians are. We fucking hate you. Fuck you. Oh, God. I think if they would have said, we hate you, fuck you, to Donnie, it would have been less, would have cut less deep than this shit. We only give the award to people of courage and integrity. I don't know how to do a Norwegian accent. I'm not that good. So they're saying Donnie's not a man of courage and integrity. And that's the Nobel Committee chair, son. That's prestigious as a motherfucker. Nose up in the air, son. You know what I'm saying? We only give the award to people of courage and integrity. Donnie Shitbags exhibits none of those qualities. Plus, I wouldn't want to have to smell the shitty type. when I awarded him the award. I have my limits, son. Let's move on. So the Norwegians or whoever's in charge of the Nobel, they told Donnie to fuck the fuck off. Not just you didn't get it. He didn't give like no comment or, I don't want to comment on that. Like, let's just, we only give it to people with courage and integrity. Fuck Donnie shitbags. Okay, this was kind of interesting. I guess the bribe paid off for the plane for the Qataris. I guess the bribe really fucking paid off. That bribe that you're going to pay to fix up some with your tax money. Do you know that? About $1.5 billion. That's a conservative estimate to convert the Sky Mansion. That's your money, son. Anyway, so Hegseth is sitting next to some Qatari official, and I'm not sure who it is. I'm out of nowhere. I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emory Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. We're going to have a foreign government have an air base in the heartland, son. Fuck is this shit? I don't know. I'm a little suspicious. Because I know there's big plans ahead by a lot of people. Is this America first, Rubes? I had a little epiphany. I thought of the betrayal. I told you Donnie's supposed to flip on these people halfway through this peace deal, or 3.5, something like that. I thought, oh wow, so we're going to have a Muslim country, the Qataris, that have been accused of sponsoring all kind of terrorism by our own government, Donnie's people, all kind of different people, just recently, not that long ago. But, they gave Donnie a Sky Mansion, so, air base, right in the center of our country. If you're Nazis and you don't like Jews, but you need them for right now, until you get to a certain goal you're looking to get to. I'm not fully sure what that is for them. The temple's a huge part of it. I know that. And you do plan that day, and it's already planned, son. Probably, I assume, of betrayal, where you're going to turn on those people because you're Nazis. One of your main objectives in life is, I want to get rid of that kind of people. Core tenet of Nazism, number one rule. We do not like Jews. And I'm not a Nazi, I'm just saying. So who would you look for as an ally in that betrayal, in that moment, that are close by even? Some of them even have a base in this country. Maybe they could help with the subjugation here, or the son, listen son, or the deportations here. So, when the Nazis turn on the Jewish people, and I'm telling you that's going to happen. Told you for a while that's going to happen. That Donnie's doing an act. It's written. And we're in it, son. Until I see something that tells me we ain't. But I'd love to see. Well, he could partner up with the Muslims, attack the Jews, use the Muslims here. Not the Muslims as a whole, but you know what I mean. That area of the world. There's people that are close by that hate the Jews. They could help out here with the deportations of whoever they feel like. Whoever, son, they feel like labeling Antifa or a democratic socialist. Or just someone they say obstructed. Or someone who's anti-Reich. They can label anyone Antifa. They could label your grandma fucking Antifa. Do you hear me? Then what the fuck do you do? Now you're a terrorist. Mikey Johnson talking about Hamas wing, likening people to Islamic terrorists again. Meanwhile, the other side of the Reich, Petey Hegseth, in between shots of gin, is signing deals with the Qataris for air bases in our country. Just a thought I had. I don't know if it's going to go that way. It would make sense if the story's correct. Donnie reneges. They start turning on the Jews, letting the world know, yeah, we're Nazis. We always were. I don't know how you didn't notice. Well, who could be a great ally in that endeavor? Well, the Arab countries could, that hate the Jews already. Who could be an ally over here? If only just to fly people out the country when the Reich wants them to. The Qataris. And who knows how many other air bases, other Middle Eastern countries he's going to allow over here. Or what other, son, do you hear me? What other foreign forces is he going to allow in here? I've talked about that many times. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's something I worry about. Vulnerable, weakened America, and Donnie let someone in. Because he is Vlad's bitch, son. Always was. And again, I don't care what your political beliefs are. I'm trying to get the real story here, the real truth. We all know he's been Vlad's bitch since Russia, if you're listening. Everyone fucking knows. Despite your talking points. He just rolled out that red carpet again for Boss Putin the other day. Remember? On American soil, son. Had our troops roll that carpet out. Again, it's not a theory of mine. I worry about it. That he's going to let someone attack us. He's going to use foreign forces. This is what they said the liberals would do. All the Alex Jones people, all the fucking liars that were part of this white supremacist movement. They're doing it. And Alex is a good buddy of fucking Alexander Dugin, going to his conferences being a featured speaker in Moscow. Wow. You people are real patriots. You know Vlad would love to see your children starve and you die? Do you understand that? I wish you did, and then maybe you would have never voted Donnie shitbags. Because that's real, son. When a KGB man who runs Russia, head mobster of the world, wants your country to go down, wants your children to starve and you to die, that's real, man. You know how I know it's real? You gave him the keys to your fucking country. It's over. You might as well have given Vlad Putin and Donnie and all these vile people that are about to take everything, you might as well have given them the keys to your home. I am not kidding. That's how fucked you are. In fact, you're fucked worse than that. If that whole mark and retribution, wrath of God thing is real. So again, when Donnie betrays these people, and he will, I don't know what form that will take. But hey, he made a bunch of deals with the Arab countries. Maybe he wants Israel and the whole Holy Land for himself. Did you ever think of that, son? You must not know what you're dealing with then. But Daddy does. And that moment of betrayal could be he teams up with Vlad and all the Muslim countries because they're Vlad's people. He finances them. A lot of those Islamic terror groups. Muslim countries do as well. Or Middle Eastern, I should say. I assume they're majority Muslim, aren't they? I don't know. I don't live there, but I assume they are. Team up with them, attack Israel, team up with them in here. I'm real worried about some foreign force and him allowing it. He's a traitor, son. I've been yelling it for 10 years. A lot of people have been yelling it. That's real too. That has real fucking consequences. Oh my God. I guess what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't put it past him to allow a force to come in and kill you and your family, kill Americans. And I know that would be cool with you if there were certain kinds of Americans, but I'm not cool with them killing any Americans. Even the ones I don't like, don't agree with, whatever. I don't want to see them die either. That could happen, son. He's a fucking traitor. That could be planned already. Who the fuck knows? And ain't nothing stopping this train. And I know that sounds good to some of you people, but fucking believe me, it is not. For anyone. Let's move on. Some more Nepo info. This is Barron. He's going to be given a position in TikTok. That must have been a sticking point to Donnie's negotiations. Maybe that's why it took so long. I just wanted to show you more, nepotism. They talk about Hunter Biden every 5 seconds. Everyone in the Trump fucking family got a job off his ass. You fucking kidding me? Or a grift or something. Barron Trump reportedly being considered for a senior leadership role at TikTok. I have a feeling he'll get it. How about you? As the platform transitions to American ownership, you mean Trump ownership? The Reich ownership? Because it was already a right-wing fucking cesspool. It's got Chaya, Skank, all those fucking freaks on there, heavily financed by some fucking nefarious-ass entity. God, TikTok fucking blows. Tinny-ass sound. I hate those videos with the thing flashing above them and behind them, and everyone's pointing up like... I'm going to point to something. These nuts, motherfucker. I never watch those videos. If someone posts a clip on Twitter or something and I see this, I most likely won't watch it. There's very few. I don't know. It's like a 3-year-old and it sounds horrible. It's tinny as fuck. It's such a shitty website. Pure propaganda tool, son. Oh my God. But that's not the point. Barron, credited with helping his father connect with younger voters in 2024, has received support from former White House social media director Jack Advent. Wow, for Dear Leader's son? He received support, excuse me? What a shock. He's hopeful President Trump will appoint his son and other young Americans to take... Wow, so it's up to Donnie. If Biden appointed his son to anything, you people be rubbing shit on the walls. Fuck out of here. More nepotism, my God, with these people. I have more context on this at the end. I'm going to give you a little bit of it. My God, this is just pure evil right here. I'm sorry. I don't want him to be. He's the Antichrist. I've never seen anything like this. In an unbelievable moment, Trump reveals his priority is to punish non-supporter Americans. We will be cutting some very popular Democrat programs. We will give them a little taste of their own medicine. That should be impeachable. Yeah, it should be in normal times, but this isn't normal. This is the apocalypse, and he's the fucking Antichrist, and no one's going to do shit. So give them a taste of their own medicine. First of all, the Democrats didn't shut this the fuck down. The Democrats didn't make any cuts. They didn't lay people off. They didn't do none of that. That was Leon, that was Donnie Shitbags, and that was that Russ Vought Project 2025 asshole. That's who made the cuts. So what do you mean of their own medicine? What? They didn't cut shit. They didn't fire nobody. They didn't lay off nobody. None of this was their idea. It's like Donnie's giving himself a taste of his own I don't know how to put this. It makes no sense. And what are Democrat programs? Programs that help people? Oh my God, this fucking guy. And the full context of the comment, or the more context that I have of that, it's even worse. Again, nepotism. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump prayed at the Wailing Wall. Look at, isn't that pretty? The whole family getting in on the real estate deals. Only reason they're there. They didn't go there to pray, son. Oh, God. Whole family get in on the real estate. Barron gets a fucking chairman of the board position on TikTok. Donnie's the head of the Board of Peace for the Holy Land, the Antichrist, Donnie Shitbags. Whether he's the Antichrist or not, even that, just what's that about? Tech billionaire Peter Thiel warns that Greta Thunberg and critics of AI are legionnaires of the Antichrist. So they want AI to be God, and they want people that are against it to be looked down upon or to be of the devil. Because, God loves AI. According to Greasy Pete, legionnaires of the Antichrist. I find this fascinating. I'm going to tell you what Pete's doing. And again, look, I'm just explaining reality to you. It may sound crazy. It's the reality you're fucking living in. Petey's going around giving lectures and interviews on the fact that the Antichrist must be liberal, must be someone like Greta Thunberg. And if you're not in love with AI, if you're a critic of it, if you think it's a bad thing, you're now of the devil. When it's the complete fucking opposite. No, the Antichrist would be a right-winger like Donnie Shitbags and the whole party. Because they all seem to be down. And Donnie's the Antichrist. I'm telling you, son, until I see something that tells me he isn't. And I haven't seen that yet. I wonder, does Petey know? Does Donnie know who he is? Because I'm sorry, what Peter Thiel is actually doing, it's just strange. And it makes me suspicious. He's trying to throw you off the trail of the actual Antichrist, of what type of person it could be, would be, and is. And he's trying to promote AI as like, how dare you critique it, be against it? What? Again, it solidifies my belief that Donnie is who he is. And now this AI, this route they're about to take, where if you critique AI, if you say it's bad, that's, negative in society. Until it's illegal, son. What does it say about the image in the story? The false prophet proclaims, we should make an image to the beast. The story says this image will have life. It can go forth and do things. Altman got a ton of welfare from you to create an AI. For Donnie. Since Petey is going this route, it solidifies my belief that AI will be the image. What do they want you to do with the image? Or they want the image to have authority. They want you to worship it. How would one worship AI? Maybe the word worship means just to go along, to give it authority. Doesn't have to necessarily mean you get down on your knees and I worship AI. Doesn't have to mean that. But it could. I had basically no understanding how one would worship AI, how it would be. Greasy Pete has given me an idea. He's equating Greta Thunberg and anyone that makes negative claims or negative comments or has a negative view of artificial intelligence as of the devil of the Antichrist. I already feel like we're starting to go down a path where we're going to have to let AI have authority or worship it. And Greasy Pete is the opening, setting of that, paving of that road. Critics of AI are legionnaires of the Antichrist. Again, I'm telling you straight up, okay? I'm just going to say it. Donnie's the Antichrist. Greasy Pete might know that. Because these people are into all kind of occult shit that you can't even dream of. Petey's running around to anyone that'll listen that the Antichrist has to be a liberal like Greta Thunberg and hate AI. Oh, I would look at it quite the opposite. You would think the Antichrist or the devil, the Antichrist, would love AI. That's a tool that can be used for subjugation. It's perfect. It can be omnipresent. Never sleeps. It's perfect. For evil to use. To subjugate the entire fucking world. And they will. They already are. I got a clip for you later. Another thing I said out loud, already true. Ask yourself why Greasy Pete is running around trying to convince you, the Antichrist, must be a liberal, speaking in general terms. Hitler was a socialist. The right wing's been telling you that forever, but Leon and Thale are telling you that lately. Keep that in mind. Did Hitler seem like a socialist to you? No. Fascist. Why do Leon and Greasy Pete want you to believe that Hitler was a liberal, socialist, etc., when Hitler was the first people you locked up were the fucking liberals? Why does Greasy Pete want you to believe that the Antichrist must be a liberal, someone like Greta Thunberg who hates AI? And I don't hate AI, I just don't want to be subjugated by it, because I know it's the only reason for the tool to even exist. There's no other use for it. Why does Greasy Pete want you to believe that? I'm telling you the direct opposite. Right-wing extremism, politics has been the closest thing to fascism that I've seen in the first world in my entire lifetime. And look where we is now. The right-wing staged a coup, tried to install a dictator. It failed. Now they're just doing it. Not the liberals, son. The liberals ain't in charge right now. Did you notice? Jerk off. What the liberals are the last stumbling block to full Reich. That's what they are. Just like in 30s Germany. That's why they got locked up. They'll get locked up here. One more time, why is Greasy Pete and Leon, why do they want you to think this? And Greasy Pete with the Antichrist stuff, why is he pointing you in the opposite direction? Why am I pointing you in the direction I'm pointing you in? I think I lay that case out pretty thoroughly. Every single fucking day almost. To the detriment of my life. Financially and all kind of other things. Sleep, just a whole bunch of shit. There's more. I'm wasting too much time here. There's a lot. So much happened today. But this Thale thing, I want to stick with it for a second. In his latest lecture series, Thale argues the coming Antichrist will be a Luddite who portrays AI. I don't know what a Luddite is. Who portrays AI, technology, and nuclear war as the catalyst for humanity's end. Well, what the fuck else would it be? Oh, is Thale trying to say nuclear war is a good thing? What the fuck? God, they'll say anything. Nuclear war, it's not so bad. It's not like it's a catalyst for humanity's end or anything. Well, actually it is, Pete. And so are you. And so is Donnie Shitbags. And we'll see that on Armageddon Day, okay? When the wine press happens, Pete. I don't know if you'll still be around by then. I might not be. I don't expect to be. You'll see. What kind of catalyst it'll be, son. And wipe that grease off your face. For God's sake. You got billions of welfare money from the American taxpayer, you cunt. Get a towel, wipe that grease off your face. He argues that Schmitt's Katacon, the worldly governmental power meant to restrain the Antichrist, will itself become the Antichrist. I never heard of any world power built to restrain the Antichrist before. Where'd they get this shit from? And suppress technological innovation. So you're getting the opposite of reality. Thale's trying to basically put the theory forth that AI's great, nuclear war's great, technology is great, transhumanism is great. My opinion is none of those things are great. I'm pointing you the exact opposite direction. Understand that. About me versus Greasy Pete and Leon and Donnie and the Reich. He is flipping, he is inverting reality. Also, it can make him money and make him a god. That man openly speaks of transhumanism, and he wants real transhumanism, not pussy transhumanism, where your whole consciousness into another body. I don't know if that'll ever be possible. This man thinks it can be possible, and he wants to make it happen. Can you believe this? If you're against nuclear war, AI, technology, blah, 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 now you're of the devil. According to the guy that's financing the Antichrist, or used to. Via your welfare. That's the only money Pete ever got. Oh my God, with this bullshit. Humanity will be doomed to technological stagnation. Well, you know what technology is doing? Let's be honest here. It's destroying our world. The conveniences are great. I love a lot of them too, son. I'm no better than you. But let's be honest. This planet is not designed for what man has done. And it's destroying the world. Eventually we'll face that. But I guess Leon and Pete will just go to Mars or something, right? When their new bodies? That the plan, guys? You'll never make it there. The new body or Mars. If you turned away, renounced Satan, repented of your sins, you could have a new body. Not in this realm, though. But you won't do that, Greasy Pete, I know. You doubling and tripling down. You're making a fool of yourself. Putting theories forth like nuclear war is good or something. Technology is the answer. We can't have technological stagnation. That would be of the devil. No, technology is of the devil. How do I know? Look what it's done to our world. And I have a feeling I know where the knowledge came from. This explosion that took place. The last couple 100 years. Because before that, there wasn't jack shit. So where did it come from? Man just all of a sudden got a lot smarter. I think some people were inspired of some nefarious entities. I'll just put it like that. And, again, I'm no better than you. I love the car and the, washing machine and all the great air conditioner. We've gone a lot farther than those things, haven't we? We've gotten to the point where now algorithms and programs are dictating what people do. They want to deploy AI to control all of us, surveil all of us. They can do it now. That's the evil, son. That's the evil road it was always going to go. It's because the Antichrist talks about Armageddon nonstop. No, they don't. We're all scared to death that we're sleepwalking into Armageddon. We are. Literally. That's what I'm here to tell you, and I've been telling you. Armageddon's part of that story, son. I don't talk about it much. Dale's stating the opposite of reality again. I'm pointing you in the exact opposite direction. And then because we know World War III will be an unjust war that pushes us, we're going hard towards peace at any price. Okay, well, peace is good. The problem is in the story, one of the worst parts happens right after a peace deal is made. And then it's reneged on, and then all hell breaks loose. Not that it hasn't already. Gaza's ash. October 7th. All the Palestinians dead. Not all of them, but the ones that died. I'll just say this because I need to move the fuck on. This is going to be way too long. It'll take 9 hours to fucking upload because signals just ain't what they used to be, son. Pete's pointing you in one direction. I'm pointing you in the exact opposite. I don't have grease on my face. I don't have billions of dollars of your money and welfare. That's the only money Pete's ever made. In fact, I got nothing. I'm telling you to go this way. Pete's telling you to go that way. Why is he out there doing that? Does he know who Donnie is? And he's trying to throw you off? This is astounding to watch. He's preaching the gospel of technology. It's the answer. Forget those pesky Christian people that say, some of it might not be good. Like nuclear bombs, for instance. And maybe automating everything and bringing up everything up to modern technology. Maybe that will result in the end of this civilization via pollution and all that. Pete's pointing you one way for some specific reason. Pete knows what he's doing. Pete's read the Bible. He knows what it says. What Pete's saying is not what it says. And he's doing that on purpose. That phrase he used, we're all scared to death that we're sleepwalking into Armageddon. We are. And Pete ain't scared to death. Pete's helping it along. Whether he knows it or not. I'm telling you. I'm telling him. I'm not fooled by this. This is the most ridiculous bullshit I've ever fucking heard. But to someone, a novice that doesn't know anything about this stuff, they might think he's some great intellectual hearing this. And repeat it and believe it. And that's what Greasy Pete is banking on. What I worry about is that sort of situation is you don't think too hard about the details of the peace, and it becomes much more likely that you get an unjust peace. You mean it like at the end of a gun? This is, by the way, the slogan of the Antichrist, Thessalonians 5:3. It's peace and safety, sort of the unjust peace. Let me conclude on this choice of Antichrist or Armageddon. What is this? When they say peace and safety, I just gave you guys this quote the other day, didn't I? And this is the one Greasy Pete picks. And I rarely throw a Bible quote in there. Crazy. Let me conclude on this choice of Antichrist or Armageddon. It's not an either or. It's like Pete's trying to preach some gospel like, we want the Antichrist, but we don't want Armageddon. And he might be actually preaching that. The fuck? God, he's evil. I think that's what he's trying to say, but he doesn't want to just say it. Neither's good, Pete. I know it benefits you for now. It won't benefit you when that fire hits your ass, though, son. That's the problem. And again, in some ways, the stagnation and the existential risks are complementary, not contradictory. The existential... My mouth is very dry, sorry. The existential risk pushes us towards stagnation and distracts us from... What the fuck? Pseudo-intellectual bullshit. Does he even know what he's saying? When they say peace and safety, peace and security, depending what translation you have, and peace and safety and security is always the justification of a tyrant to clamp down on you. But, so that's been all throughout history, but this time, the peace deal. When they say peace and safety comes sudden destruction. That peace deal's a done deal, son. I saw a picture of a bridge of thousands of Palestinians coming back. I saw celebrations in the street. That deal is as good as done, son. I need to pause this and smoke a cigarette. I'll be back in a moment. I'm just going to hit the pause button. You won't even know I'm gone. It's magic. Okay, I'm back. Just had a slight or small tea and crumpet. Anyway, this is another prominent Republican. Emmer is his name, standing next to In the Closet Johnson. And he's spouting the talking points of the right-wing machine for the day, which is really starting... I'm going to start calling them the fascist party, not the Republican Party. Because that's what they've morphed into completely now. This rhetoric's... Hitler might as well be Goebbels might as well be delivering this. That's what level we're getting to here. Of fabrication. This is about one thing. He's talking about the protest. This is about one thing and one thing alone: to score political points with the terrorist wing of their party, which is set to hold a Hate America rally in D.C. next week. Did you hear the word, the operative word they keep using? Mikey used specific names instead of terrorist. He used Hamas and Antifa. Same thing. The talking points have been distributed. From this point forward, this is what you will hear, and it will escalate worse. The terrorist wing of the party says the party that was literally complicit in January 6th, almost all of them, smearing shit on the walls, could have killed congressmen, senators, wanted to hang Mike Pence. They tried to get Mike Pence in a limo, and Mike thought, yeah, I might never come back. I'm serious. That's why he didn't get in. This is a known story, people. This isn't some gossip bullshit. A limo of Secret Service or some people came to pick Mikey up, Mike Pence, that day. They wanted him to get in. He said, nah, I'm good. There's only one reason the vice president would decline to get into a limo with Secret Service or whoever. And we all know what that reason is. That man thought he would have never came back. Do you fucking hear me? That's what fucking took place that day. And then the same cunts that did that, flipping the script, inverting reality, calling liberals terrorists now. Can you fucking believe it? That's where we at, and you better pay attention, son. This shit's getting hot. One more time, talking points have been distributed. The terrorist wing of their party. These people, again, the protests didn't even happen yet. Oh my God, this is a huge... Jesus, do I want to read this whole thing? Maybe if I speed read it. It's all I can do, people. I only got so much time here. Donnie wrote this thesis on China. I didn't even read it. I posted it for you people if you wanted to read it. And I just thought to myself, are we going to go to fucking war with China because this asshole can't win a trade war with them? Let me just try and get through it quickly. Some very strange things are happening in China. They are becoming very hostile, says Tariff Man. And sending letters to countries throughout the world that they want to impose export controls on each and every element of production having to do with rare earths and virtually anything else they can think of. I'm sorry, the print's small. Let me enlarge it a little bit. Even if it's not manufactured in China, no one has ever seen anything like this, essentially. So they're going to find a way to get around doing business with Donnie and the U.S. and tariffs and all that. That's what it sounds like to me on some things Donnie really wants. So this is probably going to start a war. Nobody has ever seen anything like this. China has so much of this stuff. Africa, China. It would clog the markets, make life difficult for virtually every country in the world, especially for China. No, he means for him in America. It'll make him look bad. It'll cut us out somehow. He's panicking. I can tell by the length of this. Holy fuck. He's panicking. China did not budge an inch his first term. I want you to remember that. And the dumbass farmers should have fucking remembered that. Not an inch. They don't need us. We need them. Thank the American corporations for that. They shipped all the manufacturing there. That means China can hold us hostage anytime they want. And they didn't hold us hostage. Donnie decided to grift tariff money. That's why we here. Not because of the Chinese. We here because of corporate America and Donnie shitbags. That's it. No one else. Where are we at? We have contacted by other countries who are extremely angry at this great trade hostility which came out of nowhere. No one contacted them. Our relationship with China over the past 6 months has been very good, thereby making this move on trade even more surprising. I have always felt that they've been lying in wait, and now, as usual, I have been proving right. Lying in wait, motherfucker. You did you started the war. Again, create the problem, then blame people for reacting. Just by the length and what he's saying, he sounds like he's straight up panicking. He sounds like he's going to deploy the military like next week. When you see the warmongering that will happen under this motherfucker, you think blowing up fishermen is something? And again, I knew this 10 fucking years ago. I knew that if this motherfucker got the chance, thank God the right-wing machine and Ann Coulter and all them shamed him. Even Alex Jones shamed him back then. Not that that makes them good people or anything. They're still integral in the downfall of this nation, those two I just named. Alex way more than Ann, but Ann just, a lot too. She's a smart woman. She knows what she's saying, her lies and bullshit. Thank God they did say something, though, because that slowed Donnie down from being a warmonger last time. This time, he's unrestrained. That's how Armageddon probably happens. That's why you don't elect a fucking con man in orange face who envies people like Vlad and Kim Jong and cost you your farm last time. Because you may ends up in the abyss. Kind of like where Hitler took Germany, Napoleon took France, Nero took Rome. Where was I with this fucking monstrosity? Because he mentions a bunch of other things. That's why I want to read it. They've been lying in wait. There is no way that China should be allowed to hold the world captive, says the guy holding the world captive with tariffs. Again, inverting reality. But that seems to have been their plan for quite some time, starting with the magnets. Donnie's really pissed about the magnets. And other elements that they have quietly amassed into somewhat of a monopoly position. Oh, that means war, son. To see that when the Antichrist says monopoly position, that means we got to go take it. Much stronger and more far-reaching than China's. I have just not chosen to use them. Oh, excuse me. But the U.S. has the monopoly positions also much stronger. Okay, so yes, they have a monopoly position. That's what Donnie's saying. And then he says this. But the U.S. has monopoly positions also much stronger and more far-reaching than China's. Yeah, we have a monopoly on the military. Our budgets have been almost $1 trillion lately. No one else is close. I have just not chosen to use them. There was never a reason for me to do so until now. That's in caps. The letter they sent is many pages long, details with great specificity each and every element that they want to withhold from other nations. They trying to gather a posse on China. Things that were routine are no longer routine at all. I have not spoken to Xi because there was no reason. There was a real surprise, not only to me, but to all the leaders of the free world. He's trying to build a posse. I was to meet Xi in 2 weeks at APEC in South Korea. Now there seems no reason to do so. The Chinese letters were especially inappropriate in that this was the day that, after 3,000 years of bedlam and fighting, there is peace in the Middle East. 3,000 years. There the Antichrist goes again. He knows how big this is. And it's big. But it's at the point of a gun. And he says it again in another clip I have for you. We're almost through this. I wonder if that timing was coincidental. In other words, you're fucking up my Mideast Peace Glory, my Nobel Peace Prize, all that. Depending on what China says about the hostile order, that's in quotes, that they have just put out, I will be forced as president to financially counter their move. For every element that they have been able to monopolize, we have two. I never thought it would come to this, but perhaps as with all things, the time has come. Ultimately, through potentially painful, it will be very good thing in the end. In other words, a lot of Americans are going to be fucked. That's what he's trying to say right there. And he knows it. In the end, for the USA, one of the policies that we are calculating at this moment is a massive tariff increase. Chinese products coming into the United States. There are many countermeasures that are likewise under serious consideration, and that's it. And then the next announcement is he added 100% tariffs. Trump announces 100% tariffs on China effective, additional 100%. That's not just 100%. Effective November 1, in response to Beijing's newly declared export controls on nearly all Chinese products. Let's read it quickly. I got the Donny Post. It has just been learned that China has taken an extraordinarily aggressive action position on trade, sending hostile letter to world, stating that they are going to, effective November 1, large-scale export controls virtually every product, I'm paraphrasing, and some not even made by them, that affects all countries without exception. Obviously a plan devised years ago. It is absolutely unheard of the international trade and moral disgrace in dealing with other nations. Donnie projecting again. That means Donnie made a plan years ago. And you know when he made the plan? In the 80s. In those interviews, you would watch him, Oprah, all that shit. When they would bring up the presidency, Donnie knew they were going to bring that. He told them to bring that up. And they brought it up. And he talked about it. And for years, he's been saying how stupid the government is and all these countries have been walking all over us. What he meant, and I didn't know at that time all those years, I could run a tariff grift and pocket trillions of dollars off the American taxpayer, off the American citizen that buys any product. And I could try run the world. This man has been trying to get control of this grift since the 80s. Son. So he's the one that's been planning things for years, obviously by this rollout that we're watching. And he wanted to roll a lot of this out the first term. He didn't have the right people. He didn't have the sycophants. He got everybody now. He got the full blessing, the full spirit. He got the devil on his shoulder, making sure nothing goes wrong. And no one stops him. I am not kidding. Based on the fact China has taken the unprecedented position, speaking only for the, depending on further actions or changes, we're going to impose a tariff of 100% on China over and above any tariff that they are currently paying. That's 100 on top of. I'm sure that'll help the farmers. Right, Rubes? We begged you not to do it. 100% November 1st on top of everything. The whole stock market lost 1,000 points today. Almost every index you look at. 900, 800, 1,000. This fucker, I've been yelling for 10 we're all going to be crying in the end. I said that 10 years ago. I just knew it. And he will lead everyone straight to the fucking abyss. 100% tariffs on the country we get everything from. You paying that. So this cunt can grift and pocket it. It's going to hurt a lot of people if he institutes this, man. Whew. I'm glad I don't have a business that relies on Chinese products that I got to order. Fuck. This is Ron Filipkowski. The Trump administration is really allowing Qatar to build an airbase in the U.S. after they did a $5.5 billion golf resort deal with Donnie and gave him a jet. MAGA can take their American first flags and wipe their asses with them. He is Trump first and you are suckers. Yep, I've been yelling you marks for 10 years. You are suckers. And we beg you not to be. For your own good, because you ain't smart enough. You'll see that when you're on the edge of the abyss, once Donnie has led you there, and there's no turning back. You'll understand that you are not the smart one. Of course, by then it'll be fucking way too late. Another random commenter, it's happening. Thousands more federal workers are getting pink slips. 100% Trump's pressure play to make Democrats cave. Military members got their last paycheck today, and many federal workers only got a partial check. That's called the Donnie Shitbags effect. This is interesting. Venezuela's Maduro offered Trump a dominant stake in Venezuela's oil. A dominant stake. And they got the largest reserves in the world, son, so they pumping some fucking oil. But listen to what happened. And other mineral wealth, not just oil, in discussions that lasted for months to try and avoid conflict. So this little attack on Venezuela, these two have been talking about it for a while. This threat has been in the air, behind the scenes. For a while, there's been a negotiation. This man offered Donnie a dominant stake, the Reich, in the oil business. Do you know how much money that is? And Donnie said no. The Trump administration rejected the proposal, cut off diplomacy. Son, I told you he's the Antichrist, right? I told you he was a beast and no one can leash him. I told you he's got a God complex. He thinks he's God. I told you he would demand your worship. I told you he would deploy the military on us and others years ago. This beast don't just want some of it. He wants it all, son. They've been talking for months. Donnie's been saying, obviously, we're going to invade you, son. We're going to take it. The man then says, I'll give you a dominant stake in our oil business. Largest in the world, son. The beast, the Antichrist, said no. Proceeded to send warships and blow up boats just to let the man know, yeah, I'm about to invade your country and take the oil. Who can make war with the beast? No one. The beast's greed is boundless and endless. He is a void that will never be full. That's how I knew before the election, when I was warning the oligarchy, he will never stop coming to your door. Does the mob ever stop coming to the local stores in the community for protection money? No, they only ask for more. They never go away. Your business goes away, or maybe your life or your kneecaps, before they go away. That's the same principle I applied to the oligarchy. I said, oh, what's Donnie going to do? Oh, he going to rob them all blind and just knock on. Hey, Mr. Sindar, it's been a month. I know you gave me $25 million last month, but, you know, what have you done for me lately? That's going to be your existence. Enjoy it, CEOs, oligarchs around the world, people that thought they was funny, smart, cute, and all that stuff. Enjoy it. You're going to have the local mobster knocking on your door for tribute once a month. I don't know. You've been at the table 2-3 times already. The amounts keep going up. You notice that? You cunts with all your degrees and money. And I knew that and you didn't. The man offered the Reich a dominant stake in Venezuela's oil business. Son, does you know how much money that is? That wasn't good enough for the Antichrist. That's why he's the fucking Antichrist. This is what I'm talking about. These kind of pictures are going around today. It's like it's a done deal. There's celebrations on the street. There's thousands of Gazans and Palestinians coming back. It's glory. Nope. It's death and the end. I know that's not what people want to hear. And I wish it wasn't so. I take no joy in saying it. Don't let the smile fool you. No, it's a portent of the end. Do I want the killing to continue? Of course not. I'm glad that stopped. But that's not all this is, son. You think Ivanka and Jared were at the Wailing Wall for nothing, son? No, they over there talking real estate, son. And this going on. Celebrations in the street. So do I begin my countdown now? Do we start it? Do we wait until there's a signature? I don't know. It kind of looks like it's a done deal today. A ceasefire has been declared in Gaza, agreed to by Netanyahu's cabinet. Palestinians were seen celebrating the announcement in Khan Yunis and Gaza City. Back to the Antichrist. He's at a press conference today. Busy Friday for Donnie. I'm surprised it wasn't just out on the golf course. Usually I don't do shit on Friday. How many layoffs have you authorized? It'll be a lot, and it'll be Democrat-oriented. I have more to that comment as well. What is Democrat-oriented? I didn't really understand what that really means. I saw a comment today, and they worded it perfectly, and I got to remember, these people are Nazis. This is a white supremacist movement. So Democrat-oriented means people of color we're going to get rid of. Liberals. That's what that means. Person wrote that. I was like, how did I miss that? I don't have the same mind these people have, so that's code for something that they don't want to say straight up. Democrat-oriented for layoffs. How do you do that? Oh, you find people that you've identified as liberals or of color, and they must be liberal, right? Because they're of color, right? No, but that's what he means. I'm going to punish you by laying off black people or Spanish people, whatever. Whatever he thinks hurts liberals and people, and because he's of Satan, purely. Satan's prophesied child, the Antichrist. Literally. The Jesus of the devil, for the devil. like the Jesus for God the Father, only evil. Pure. Donnie at the podium again. I thought this was a straight up lie when I read this. The person who actually got the Nobel Prize called me and said, I'm accepting this in honor of you because you really deserved it. A really nice thing to do. I didn't say, then give it to me though, but he wanted to. Now I thought he fabricated this completely, and he may have. But the woman that won the Nobel put up a post, and she did say in honor of, she didn't say you really deserved it though. But I'll read you the post in a moment. So when I first read this, I thought Donnie pulled this straight out his ass. But some of it's actually true. Trump says the entire Middle East will be rebuilt. Not only Gaza, it's going to be the entire Middle East. And who's going to rule over that? I wonder. Perhaps the Antichrist? From the Holy Land? That's a guess. Not basing that on nothing. I'm just wondering if the throne gonna get moved to the Holy Land. The Antichrist would be very interested in that real estate. And boy, is he interested. Donnie just happens to be. He's the head of the Board of Peace, son. Just like the fucking story says. The whole Middle East going to be rebuilt. There's a video showing this. Miami-Dade PD just rolled out Pug, an AI-powered, fully autonomous, self-driving patrol car with automated plate readers, thermal vision, and a built-in drone that launches from the roof. They're calling it, son. What did Daddy tell you? The future of law enforcement. The future of law enforcement. What did Nikki say a while back? They would use AI and drones to police us. I said that a bunch of times. Again, a bold proclamation. No way to know if they'll really roll that out. They rolled it out. AI and a drone with the authority of the police. It's over, son. Does you hear me? I said this out loud to you people many times. Does it have to come true like exactly how I say? Because that's frightening, man. I just get on camera and I say this shit. It's just what comes out. The drone thing, I realized when I started seeing how Ukraine was using drones and how you could use them to target people individually. They've mastered it. Unfortunately, that philosophy will be used to police all of us. I explained how the system would work. I pulled it straight out of my head. I just asked, how would that work? Well, AI is the brain. The hardware is the drone that can actually do things. Surveillance everywhere. Social scores. Us all tagged. Cameras everywhere. That's what's going up now. You say something or do something the Reich don't like, a drone is deployed, you are over. That's how it would work. And son, I ain't like everybody else talking about 40 years from now. Some distant place off in the fucking future. They already got the technology right now. Miami-Dade is deploying it. Of course, Florida first. Of course. There's a whole video you can watch about it. Go online, look for it. I posted in the comment section or the post section with the link. 1,000 things I posted today. Scroll through, look. It's fascinating. Okay, Donnie, back at the podium. Take a look. We're heading to Chicago because we want to save Chicago. Do you know they had over 4,000 people killed in Chicago over short 4,000 people? And I have to watch this slob of a governor stand up and say, well, everything is okay. Did I tell you he was the Antichrist? All vileness, all evil, all abominations, all the fucking time. Obese, in orange face, worst comb over I've ever seen in my life, wearing a diaper, girdles, lift, God knows what else. The guy's a fucking fat slop mess. Talking about J.B. Pritzker. Calling him a slob. Are you fucking kidding me? Has Donnie seen how his suits fit? Okay, this is the woman and her post that won the Nobel. So when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, Donnie wasn't lying for once. But Donnie added a little bit to it. This bothers me. I don't like this. This recognition of the struggle of all Venezuelans is a boost to conclude our task to conquer freedom. Conquer freedom? Well, her native language is a different language. We are on the threshold of victory, and today, more than ever, we count on Trump, President Trump. The people of the United States, the peoples of Latin America, the democratic nations of the world as our principal allies to achieve freedom and democracy. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. What does that mean? So he's financing a rebel group. That's what he's doing. And she's part of it. Whatever. That doesn't make her good or bad. What makes her good or bad? Pinning herself to the Antichrist. She just lost me. Like I said, people, I can't walk with you down that path. Donnie didn't deserve any credit for this prize or any dedication. Now, the president of Venezuela may have made her say this. She may have been pressured because Venezuela is about to be under attack by the United States or the rebels they finance. Donnie sent how many Venezuelans to an El Salvadoran death camp? How does that help the situation? In other words, I have to say, how dare this woman give him any credit for anything like that? Her fellow countrymen got sent to a death camp. I really hope she was forced to do this. I have a feeling she was. Why? Because the Venezuelan president is scared to fucking death that Donnie will come there with his not Donnie himself, his military, and just remove him. We can do that. You know that, right? Not we, the Reich. They have the ability, the equipment, and the motherfucking inclination. So the government or, the president's people, they could have came to her and said, you better make sure you mention Donnie. Because my neck's on the fucking line. So keep that in mind. I don't like this at all. He deserves no dedication, none of this. And he treated the Venezuelan people like shit. Took their protected status away, sent them to a fucking death camp that they never leave. I believe a lot of them got let go back into Venezuela. I don't know. The whole story with that could have been total bullshit for all I know. I don't care if someone's in a death camp for 1 minute, that's too long for me. And this woman thanking a motherfucker. What the fuck is that about? I don't like this at all. And I'm like, what, a Venezuela MAGA here? And then I realized, oh, she's part of some rebel group that wants to overthrow Maduro and the CIA, and Donnie's probably financing them, and that whole plan's in the works, and Maduro's scared shitless, and that's where all this comes from. I don't know, man. I just don't like it. So Donnie was telling a partial truth. Donnie back at the podium. What guarantees did you give Hamas to persuade them that Israel will stop the bombing campaign once the hostages are released? I just said to you the other day, this peace deal's at the point of a gun. Donnie promised he would, obliterate the place. Well, he just said exactly what I said. He's going to obliterate the place. What did I do with respect to them? Well, I spoke a little bit tough. They knew the retribution would be tremendous, unsustainable, would have been complete obliteration. 1 minute, can I get the Nobel? Next minute, well, I was going to blow them to kingdom come if they didn't say yes. So, can I get my Nobel now? Again, he literally said what I said yesterday or the other day to you. All of this is at the end of a gun. Either you do it or not, and we've already talked to your allies, to the Qataris and all the people that finance you, and Vlad. They're not going to finance you. You're on your own with a gun in your face and nowhere to turn. That's an automatic yes, isn't it? How did Donnie put it? Would have been complete obliteration. Peace deal at the end of a gun. Just like I said. It's the end of this comment that's important. The restaurants are all closing. Now you can't get into a restaurant. They're opening up new restaurants. It took 12 days for us. We sent in not politically correct military. We sent them in based on merit. That means white, and that means are you down with the Reich? Not all the officers are white, but a lot of them are. That's what he means by that. When the Reich speaks merit-based, that they're talking DEI, in other words, the ideology has to be right, and the complexion has to be right. That's what he's talking about. And I said again to you people many times, they handpicked these troops and people they're sending out. That makes them twice as dangerous. That means they a little something in the head. That means they down with the Reich. That means they ain't down with you and your rights and your freedom and your life, because some of you have been shot already. Do you hear me? We sent them in based on merit. We all know what they mean when they say merit-based, where they're going with that argument, where they've always gone. If you're of color, well, you couldn't have gotten your job any other way but DEI. That's been the narrative for 10 years. DEI comes out of their mouth every 3 words. We know what they mean by DEI. We know what they mean by merit, based on merit. I never seen nothing like this, man. This gotta be supernatural. Am I almost fucking done? God damn. Robert Reich. Why has Dominion Voting Systems been settling defamation lawsuits with Trump allies who falsely claim the company stole the 2020 election? Because Dominion has just been bought by a company run by a former GOP election official. Be warned. This broke today. The right-wing oligarchy owns almost all of mainstream news now, except for one or two channels. Maybe one channel, actually. Now they're buying up voting machine companies. It's over, son, just like the commenter said in my comment section today. It's over, son. They got everything. They got Twitter, they got Google and YouTube, they got Meta and Zuckerberg and all his endeavors. They got TikTok, American version now. Barron Trump going to run it. With all his expertise and experience. Not nepotism at all. He won't run it, but he'll be a major player. I'm sure that was part of the deal. Now they're buying voting machine companies. Stick a fucking fork in this country. I told you. And I take no fucking joy in saying that. In fact, I'm quite disgusted about it. This, over the years, as a young man, pondering dystopia, the end of the world, some type of Antichrist reign in America, I thought of American citizens being grabbed and kidnapped like in Russia, like in dictatorships. I've been waiting for that moment. Now, it's happened already. And I've also seen many Latin people and families being broken up, and it's horrible, and it affects me deeply. And it disgusts me, and I hate it. This one got to me more, though. Because, just like Assassination Day, when I saw the footage of what took place, it's as if a mental picture of something I speculated in my mind about how it would play out was happening right before me. I was shook by that day. They got a female reporter today, the Gestapo. 3 of them. They had her on the ground. Some people were driving by. They were filming it. They yelled to her, "Tell us your name." She yelled her name and that she works for this news channel. 3 men on top of her, cuffing her like she a serial killer. Harmless woman. Allegedly, all she was doing was filming and asking if they had a warrant. Journalist. The trolls online I see have already been programmed with the talking point she was throwing rocks. I highly doubt that story. That came much later. And I know a troll pattern better than anyone on the internet, son. My God, the past 10 years of my life. Nothing but you things. Trolls, bots, liars, mobsters. Companies working with mobsters. With mobsters. Against me. This was that moment, this piece of footage, and I put it in the post section for you to see. This was one of those moments that I've been speculating about for years since I was a young man, how it would look. Would Americans tolerate it? Would the police or some military force in this country do it? And I have to say, after seeing that woman on the ground, some journalists that dared film these cunts that had just hit someone's car or something. And they hit a car when they left, too. Just because she was filming. Just because they thought they might get in trouble. An American citizen. Again, just like assassination, that was a moment I had always wondered about. What's it going to look like? Is it really going to go that far? In America, could it happen? Would society let it happen? Would the military be okay? Would the police be okay with it? Now we've got mass Gestapo, handpicked bounty hunters, any fuckhead that wants to make money kidnapping people. Degenerates. I got to see what it looked like. And yes, America will tolerate it. Yes, the police will go along. Yes, the Gestapo will go along. Yes, the military will go along. They'll sit around and complain that they're not getting paid instead of putting the fucking gun down and saying, I ain't working for the Reich. Fuck you. They will all go along. They already fucking have. What am I talking about? It's over, son. Seeing that woman on the ground with those 3 men on top of her. Her yelling to someone her name. And that she's a journalist. My nightmares come true that I always wondered about. This is what's literally happening. This is brilliant, whoever made this. This is what you're watching. And it ain't the liberals doing it, son. It's just you. Brilliant fucking work. Really captures what's our reality right now. And that's not drama. Not in the least. Ask that woman that was face down on the street with 3 fucking unqualified ICE agents cuffing her as if she was a serial killer. ICE is already defying federal court orders in Chicago. They arrested WGNN News editor-producer Debbie Brockman in Lincoln Square simply for filming them detaining a man and asking for a warrant, according to a bystander. Then they rammed another car as they drove off. ICE claims she was committing obstruction. That's the new word. I've seen countless videos of Latin ICE agents trying to round up their own people. People will follow them around with cameras and let the neighborhood know they're there. They got pissed off. This is one video I'm going to talk about specifically. They came up to him, told him to stop following them. We're going to arrest you for obstruction. This is your last warning. And I could tell the guy was Latin that said that. And I was like, there's another one selling at his people, man. Oof. For money. Oof. Threaten the guy with the camera. So that's going to be the new tactic that they do to everybody now. They did to this reporter. Obstruction. It's over, son. Let me finish this. But legally, that means interfering with lawful duties. Filming or asking for a warrant doesn't qualify. Well, not in the Reich, son. Again, we're quoting laws as if they matter now. Not with mass Gestapo, you can't hold accountable. You know what else they keep asking in the video? What's your name and badge number? Oh, this is my name right here, 300. They think it's funny, too. This is my name. They get real flustered, too, when you start asking for their name. It makes them want to walk away. It never looks good when a law enforcement officer is asked for his name or badge number or something and just says, fuck you. That never looks good. Ooh, that looks real Reiki. And the mask, too. And this isn't an isolated incident. They recently did the same to Chicago Alderman Jesse Fuentes. Yes, there was some alderman woman. Judges have made it clear federal agents cannot target journalists or bystanders. Yeah, they grabbed that alderman person too. I forgot about that. This shit's getting out of fucking control. They are terrorizing Chicago. And that footage I saw today, man, I don't know. Did I say this already? I think I forgot. You cunts that did this, that made this our reality by putting your name on it, I will never forgive you. Not that you care. Fuck you all that made this happen. Made it to we're at the point where a journalist has 3 fucking dickheads with masks on top of her. Taking her away to God knows where to do God knows what. For obstruction. And the thing is, you cunts, you can't even fathom what you've done. The severity. Don't worry, though. You will. And that's because of one person. You. That's it. This is exactly why filming ICE whenever you see them is vital. Yes, it's a good thing those other people were filming it. There's all kind of footage of it. That's why it's really important when you see this stuff, start filming. Post it. Because eventually they ain't going to let you. I'll give you an example in a minute. This Donnie at the podium again quickly. God, this is almost 2 hours. It's going to take 30 hours to upload. I saw Israel dancing in the streets, but they were dancing in Qatar and Saudi Arabia and UAE and many other countries. I saw Egypt, they were dancing. So do I start my countdown? Dancing in the streets in all these countries? There was some dancing. Do I start my countdown? The latest devil horn picture of Donnie, and this isn't happening by accident, son. There's a reason this keeps happening. Can you see the horns? There we go. We can see them a little better there. It's that shitty molding he put behind him. And my God, look at him. He just looks... This is a horrifying picture. I can just see Satan all fucking over it. There's a reason this keeps happening. God, the look... Just evil, man. Fucking evil. Depraved, maniacal, zombie-like evil on his face. The mad, dementia-ridden fucking king who thinks he's God. Failing health. 1 foot in the fucking grave. Holy fuck, that picture. Whew! That's hardcore, man. That's fucking hardcore. Okay, this person posted the video of the woman, and here's what she looks like. With the fuckface agents on top of her. Here's another. This angle's real bad. I don't like this at all. See? Look at this shit, man. Was this really fucking necessary? There are serial killers that get taken in lighter than this. You gotta be fucking kidding me. These fucking fat cunts. Fat, masked, worthless, fucking waste of oxygen destined for the fucking lake. That is why I will never forgive any person that did this. And I know I ain't supposed to say that. That ain't Jesus-y. That ain't Christ-like. But fuck you. Forever. Maybe you'll understand when you're in the fucking chokehold by the Gestapo your fucking self. Because some of you will be. I know you think you're on the team. I know every person of color thinks they're on the team that's in the Reich. I know Bibi and the Jewish people think they're on the team. A percentage of them in the right over there. None of you are, son. The Latin ICE agent, you ain't on the team, son. The black ICE agent, you ain't on the team, son. They're going to let you know that, don't worry. I promise you. How many layoffs will be authorized? Pure evil right here. You ready? A lot. It will be Democrat-oriented. They should be Democrat-oriented. It will be a lot, and we'll announce the numbers over the next couple days, but it will be a lot of people. Many of them will be fired. This is people's lives we're talking about. There are human beings behind that goddamn statement that the cunt Antichrist fucking just made. And, you know, just more threats. Because he's not getting his way. So I'm going to ruin people's lives and hope it hurts certain people in some way. His reaction to everything. Like the 100% tariffs on China when China makes a move that says fuck you to Donnie, since he wanted to start a fucking trade war grift. He throws 100% on top of what he already did. Same thing here. Oh, the government showed that they're not giving me my Reich, not on a silver platter. All right, I'm going to fire people. Only one person doing that, Donnie. And Russ Project 2025. Russ Voigt, whatever the fuck that piece of shit destined for the lake's name is. So evil, man. Again, what cunts out there? What if we took Donnie as a society, took all his money, everything away, left him on a street corner in a goddamn shitty diaper? Would that be cool to you? Because it's real cool for you and Donnie to, you know, fire all these people in some type of spite and malice move. What if Joe Biden sent the military to rural Kentucky, or Obama or Hillary Clinton? You'd be cool with that, right, hypocrites? Right, liars? Right, disingenuous assholes destined for the lake? Lest ye turn away, son. I ain't here for nothing. You get one last warning, lest ye turn away. Everyone else gets a God. If I wasn't so censored, maybe some of you actually see me, but I can only do what I can do. This is by Anonymous, and they sponsored the Nobel Pedo Prize, and Donnie won. Check it out. The Nobel Pedo Prize. Sponsored or presented by Anonymous. I assume they made this. I don't. Their name's on it. Isn't it beautiful? They captured Donnie's pudginess really well there. Got a little neck fat action going. Oh my God, I gotta end this. Okay. In Portland, they dressing up as giant animals and frogs, and they dance around these Gestapo lines. It's so powerful. It's a brilliant tactic. Can you shoot people? Can you beat people in frog costumes? They taken the frog back. Remember, the frog was used for evil. Pepe the Frog. Portland's taken the frog back. I love this. This is brilliant work, whoever did it. Is this a real painting? If it is, it's awesome, but it's probably AI generated. They taken the frog back in Portland, baby. I love it. Dressing in these costumes. It's having an effect. It's working. It's making a statement. It's drawing attention. Like that woman all the way back. Remember I told you about her? A woman in a full-length black bodysuit with a Guy Fawkes mask, and she had like pink and green wig or something behind it, or maybe her hair was painted that color. I don't know. And she was standing there during one of the protests down here. There was one big one, and then there was like a smaller one a month later or something. And I drove by and I filmed a piece of it, remember? That woman with the Guy Fawkes mask in the bodysuit, and she had the sign above her head like this. You can't not look at that. It was striking. This is striking. And they're doing it more and more. And it's making a statement, son. And they taking a frog back. And unfortunately, I got to end it on a down note. It's over, son. I wish it wasn't. I don't take any joy in this. I don't think it's cool. What I mean is the apocalypse. And what I'm saying, but it's just over, son. I hope everyone has a good evening.